already know what it is, man. We talking that devil talking this thing, bro.
Hey, let's talk. Hey, let's talk. Hey, let's talk.
Hey, that boy Big N, that boy POT on that devil.
Hey, let's talk.
Out the devil, you know what I'm talking
Let me
about.
get him. Fresh about a Marietta, Powder Spring Road. Run away from Louisville, Blackstown, Roosevelt. Every Friday night, can get popping like the Crystal did. Coming down that walkway, paying respect to Big Ben. Started in 67 when they integrated Lemon Street. The victories continued on behalf of James Richardson's feet. The legend they call Friday, planting seeds, took boys off the street. Big E and POT came to speak that history. This tradition, pay attention, discussing the game of inches. Scholars that make you holler, gangsters from off the benches. Legendary from Porter, bro, these men came out the trenches, handing airs out to these airs, and they name we ain't gon' miss. You know what's up when you step inside North Cud, man, them boys go whack a nut. Running up, that's how we get it in. Yeah, we talking devilish, straight about the devil's den. Middle fingers twisted down, throwing up the letter on him. Yeah, we begin the POT, begin the POT, begin the POT. They came to talk. Hey, let's 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 talk. Begin the POT, begin the POT, begin the POT. They came to talk. Hey, let's 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 talk.
Talking that devil talk, shit about the devil team, you know what I'm talking about? Yo. The boys up in this thing acting a fool with that thing, man. You know what I'm saying? The middle finger twisted down, making up that M, man. So excited to sit it out. We talking legacy, bro. We talking tradition. Hey, it's Big E and POT, and we're here to bring you a special edition of Marietta Football Legends. What's going on, bro?
What you say, brother? Hey, we got another one going on, man. We got a special guest in the house tonight. Arguably one of the best running backs to come out of Marietta. I did my little research, you know what I'm saying? We know him and everything, but I do believe he was state champion in track, but a 4-year starter in Marietta, earned a full scholarship to the University of Tennessee, and is a current coach at Marietta as we speak. So we're gonna bring him in now. Derrick BUP Tinsley.
What you
say, bro?
How y'all doing?
How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good,
brother.
Good to be here.
Hey, man, we appreciate you coming on, man. We and before we get started, man, it's always R.I.P. Coach Friday, forever and always. We know if we was here right now, he'd give us a thumbs up.
Oh yeah,
my boy. So hey, R.I.P. Coach Friday, man, forever and always. Hey, man, welcome in. Hey, let's just get started, man. We want you to introduce yourself. Not that everybody's gonna watch this, already gonna know who you are, but go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us where you grew up at, real quick, and then we'll jump straight into ninth grade.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, well, my name is Derrick Tinsley Jr. I don't got no problem getting y'all my government, man. But everybody call me Buck. But I grew up in Boston Homes, man. From Boston Homes, we lived on 4th Street. And then from 4th Street, man, I moved to Clay Homes. And then in Clay Homes, it's where it kind of all started for me, you know what I'm saying? Going outside playing football, man, with all my friends back then. But started.
Okay. Where'd you play pound? I know you played pound ball.
Yep, did pound ball, Kennesaw Generals, you know, back in the day. There's a guy named Ralph Brooks and Joel Daniels, man. You know, they would come from Kennesaw. At the time, it was already some kids in Clay Homes playing, like Marcus Reed, Terry Luster. You know, we had a lot of people like Tyrone Jenkins. A lot of them played for East Marietta. Other had Kennesaw. You know, I just don't have Kennesaw, man. But yeah, Kennesaw Generals, man.
And you just real quick, you just named some talent that really didn't get a chance to really show what they really had.
Oh, yeah.
Man, Cromartie, one of them too.
Yeah, Daniel Cromartie, yeah. But
I'm telling you, man, Clay Holmes during that time, it was a lot of talented people out there, you know. And I think Tyrone was our leader, man. He would be the one to organize us to get out there and play football. And, you know, he ain't he ain't try to take it easy on nobody. You know, everybody had to, and that's where a whole lot of toughness and grit come for me, man, because, you know, day in and day out, I'm around these cats who are already playing. They weren't doing nothing but making me better, me not even realizing it. But now when I look back on it, man,
Right.
a lot because just the sheer toughness, man. You know what I'm saying? I played unorganized football before I played organized football. So,
Right.
you know, it was easy for everybody to bring home them gold trophies because we definitely won, you know what I'm saying, just because of how we breeded ourselves over that in-clay home.
Right.
So,
Okay. All right. So tell us about middle school ball real quick before we jump into ninth grade and get to the real deal.
Right. So middle school ball, man. You know, my mama had me at a young age. She had me when she was 13, so we moved around a lot. So my middle school days, I was out on Six Flags Drive, and so I played middle school ball out there. I played 7th, 8th grade because 6th grade was my last pound ball year at Kennesaw. Then I did some football at Pebblebrook High School, so the Junior Falcons. That's why I was out there.
Okay. All right. Well, ninth grade, 1997.
Yep.
That was the year we graduated. And tell us about coming in the ninth grade because we know you play, you know, you already was playing varsity. Let's go ahead and tell us how it all went down.
Yeah, so 1997, man, I was you know, my dad worked for the city of Marietta, so I was able to go there. And I always knew I was gonna play high school football for Marietta High. So that summer, man, you know, I started going there, started doing workout stuff. And what it was big shoes to fill, man, because you know, Travis had just left. He was the primary running back for those previous 3 years, and so he was graduating. And we had Lanier Hughes who was playing running back. And you know, I can't really go back and just remember. I just can remember my first game. Lanier started, but you know, funny story. When my very first time getting in the game against at Marietta was we played we played Warner Roberts in the Corky Kell Classic, man. But they had it at McEachern High School. They normally would have did it at the Dome, but something was wrong with the Dome. But Lanier got in, but then eventually they called me to go in. I wasn't ready at all. You know, I was all the way at the other end, other side of the coaches and stuff. But I just hear them start calling my name. You know what I'm saying? They got louder and louder. So I ain't had no helmet or nothing, man. I grabbed somebody else's helmet and put their mouthpiece in and went in.
Oh hell no!
But you know, once I went in, man, like I said, I can remember. I think I ran 29 sweep. And, you know, I was always fast, but by this time I was little still compared to high school football.
Yeah,
About 150. But Coach Friday taught me something so simple as far as reading Chris. You know, Chris Johnson was my fullback, man. He did a hell of a job. So
CJ.
Chris had kicked out the first guy that showed. And so Friday always told me, man, you got to read Chris' butt. So I cut off Chris. Not really expecting somebody to be there, but the linebacker, you know, he came and he hit me. But when he hit me, he didn't do nothing but speed me up. He didn't wrap me up. So he gave me a boost, man. And after that play right there, I already knew, like, you know, I was gonna be all right playing high school football. You know.
Did you know that was your job? Did you know that? Did you know that was your job first game?
I didn't know it was my job the first game, but like I tell my kids now, man, you know, I didn't start my very first game, but when I went in, the coach never took me out again. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Took me out, but after that, I definitely knew, you know, because I'm pretty sure the high school staff was like, okay, because Lanier was going both ways. He was starting at cornerback and starting at running back. But I think what I showed and what I displayed, they could just leave him over there. He still was able to come in whenever I came out, but yeah, after that first game, I was set to go, man.
Yeah. Let him come in there and take a sweep to the short side of the field while you take a little breather.
Yeah.
They had good old Matt Harrelson, their quarterback.
Oh,
Riddle would run the sweep into the short side of the field, man.
Oh yeah, that was the first play of the game.
Looking back on it, you would think he would give you more room, but somehow, some way, man, you know, because I talked to Brun about this. It might be second and 15, and he'll run 29 sweeper to the boundary, but it worked. You know what I'm saying? Whether because it was schemed right or the running back was able to get it, but
yeah.
Riddle, I love Coach Riddle, man. R.I.P. to Coach Riddle. Coach Riddle gave me a chance.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't want to say they took no gamble on me. I showed them what I can do, and they allowed me to go out there and continue doing it.
Right.
But yeah,
absolutely.
Man, it was kind of, it was, to me, it was what I had been groomed for, man. You know what I'm saying? I had been,
yeah.
You know, how I look at it, you got a lot of kids now, they transferring away from their hometown school. I transferred back to mine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I just knew what it was. And it just so happened to be, I seen Mel, I seen Curtis, Wildcat, then Zach. Then, when my time was called, man, I took full advantage of it, man.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, in the game.
My freshman year was probably my best year of high school.
Mm-hmm.
And that's wild. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What you was about to say, Larry?
Well, the game was so different back then as well, because back then the running back was the man.
Yeah.
You was the man as a freshman. And you can't take that lightly, because like you said, 28 feet, 29 feet, like you ran the ball more often than now, when now they're in the shotgun doing RPOs and all of this, receivers, and it's a different game now with these spread offense. So back then it was all about toting that rock. So that's a big deal as a freshman, because like you said, yes, big shoes to fill coming after Travis and those other list of characters like a Wildcat and a Curtis and a Mel. That is a big deal, especially in late 80s and 90s football at Marietta High School.
Yep, for real, man. Like you said, you was sometimes too tight end fullback with the running back. So if you got everybody up on the line, everybody in the box, so you got to think about, first of all, you got to trust your offensive line to get yourself going. Then you're going to have to make somebody miss at the second level, then the third level. So, my kids that I coach nowadays, they don't understand what a 8-man box look like. Or
because everything's spread out.
That's more pressure on the running back, because what you got to make everybody miss, in a sense. Opposed to now, man, going to empty or anything like, 2x2 set or trips. Man, sometimes you can get you a 5-man box. Just simple numbers. You got a 5-man box. You got to run the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Inside zone or something.
Yeah. But back in the day, it was, you better line up and you better be ready. Linebacker was big, man. I can remember Walton had big linebackers. Lassiter had big linebackers. Like, coming out of middle school, I wasn't used to seeing this, but they couldn't catch me neither.
Right. And they had the big neck roll and shit.
Yeah. Hey, well, let's talk about being a freshman and having that job and any kind of pressure. Did it ever become more pressure than you could handle? Because like we said back then, a running back, they putting the team on your shoulders. You ain't even old enough to drive.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like on straight up, you just out of middle school, still immature. You know what I'm saying? A little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of growing up to do.
Yeah. It wasn't a lot of pressure, man. I started playing football when I was 5. So my freshman year, I think I turned 15 that season. I can just Jason King, we used to be in the huddle. This is during the game. And he'll be like, damn, man, you only 14. You know what I'm saying? All my teammates gave me confidence, man. And then, like I said, man, playing at Northcutt back then, the way the stadium used to be, I used to be one of them kids who was right there touching y'all on the shoulder pads. So now I'm out here on this field. I didn't feel no pressure, man. Like I said, if anything, I stepped up to the challenge. I was ready. I seen too much to go out there and not do what I did. You know?
Right.
So I promised to everybody before me, man. And then of course, my freshman year when I got there, I wanted number 8. You know what I'm saying? I wanted number 8 because I wanted to be like Mel. But
Yeah.
other than Mel, who I always seen was Courtney Freeman, man. So Courtney Freeman wore one.
Well,
And
one, yeah.
I can't remember the guy that wore it before me, but when I got there, it was available, man. And I showed enough put it on. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. And
uh,
nobody had, yeah, Ricky Covington had it number 12, right? So
yeah,
yeah, it was
Yeah.
available.
yeah.
But yeah, man. So freshman year, I believe y'all got knocked out second round.
Yeah,
Am
yeah.
I right?
Yeah, we got knocked out second round to Clark Central.
Mhm.
My freshman year, we lost to Walton, and then we lost the region championship to Chattahoochee at home. And
Mm.
then we went on the road and played Mount Zion down off Terra Boulevard. We
Yeah.
won 0-0. And then we had to go to Clark Central. Clark Central beat us 30-15, man.
Mm.
So
I went to that game.
Clark
Yeah.
Central trying to intimidate us and stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? I can remember, but when we got there, they were walking past our bus, and you just heard all of them say, "Man, the boy only in the ninth grade. He can't run the ball against us." And I think I may have had like 130. uh, Cross Central was good, man. But
Yeah.
then I also played with some older guys, man. My offensive line, they was experienced and older. You had
Mhm.
Harrison, who
Yeah.
was tight end the previous year. He knew the offense. You had Harold at receiver. You had Lee Jackson,
Yeah.
uh, Otis Brumby, Seymour Thompson. I played with some guys who, like I said, man, they all inspired me and helped me along the way. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Even though I was a freshman, I played on more of a senior junior led team, man. Like I said, I just followed their direction, man. My offensive line was amazing. A lot of them had blocked for Travis. Um, and like I said, the receiver Harold, they were downfield blocking, but then that's another thing too, man. So Harold and all them receivers, they was able to take advantage of having a one-on-one matchup because when they try to stop me, you still got Harold who's a D1 receiver. You got Lee D1 receiver. You
Yeah.
know, at Division One, like it was cats around me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Lee Jackson was a beast.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was. Yeah, he was.
He
but I,
was.
Yep.
man,
I believe he was a junior that year. He was a junior
Yeah,
your
because he was
freshman year.
sophomore our senior year and was a
Yeah,
beast.
yeah. And
yeah,
made a
he was
huge
Yeah.
impact. Yeah,
Yeah.
made a huge impact for us.
yeah,
Offense and defense.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was sophomore, and I think when I got there, they used to be like how he was real good at the end at some point in
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. He played DN and receiver our
Like
senior
tight
year.
end, kind of more.
Yeah.
I think they put him at more of a tight end, him and Matt and
Yeah.
Kareem. But like Lee was kind of like situational. Like they'll
Yeah.
put him in there, he'll make it like he great athlete, so he making catches and stuff. But he kind of mainly played defense sophomore year. But going forward, they used him more.
Yeah. But he
You
definitely
know,
made an impact with us and helped us. Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Well, let's go to 10th grade. Let's
Yep,
talk about 10th grade. So you got the job in the bag. I know
yep.
you feeling yourself. You got one season up under your belt. Tell us about the 10th grade, how it rolled out for you.
Okay, so coming off ninth grade, man, I led the county in rushing. I think I went for about 15 or 1600 yards. But then, so my sophomore year,
That's
uh,
it. That's all you. That's all you had in your
so
bucket.
hey,
all
I
county
think
is freshman
pretty
year.
good.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, my sophomore year, man, I was a marked man. I can really remember, like we talked about earlier, football was smash mouth back then. So
Mm-hmm.
that next year, man, I seen all kind of stuff, like everybody in the box. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think I pressed a little bit my sophomore year too, because I was probably just thinking for it to come so natural and easy like it did my freshman year.
Yeah.
My 1,000 year, man,
Yeah.
I only rushed for probably 1,000 yards my sophomore year, man.
Yeah.
I
Well,
did.
when you get like that to where you're thinking everything just come, then you start overthinking everything.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Plus he lost Jason King. He lost CJ. He lost. Like he said, it was some cats around him. The
Yeah.
Yeah.
younger guys was getting inserted, because that's part of it though, so.
Right. Yeah, that's part of the game now.
Then it was, other teams, coaching wise, they probably was like, okay, you stop the run, then, we'll
Right,
let them throw the ball on us. It's just more so you stop their run, you got a better chance. But Lee had an
right,
amazing year that year. Otis had transition to our quarterback. He did real good there.
right.
But yeah, that sophomore year, it was not like my freshman year. It was probably stat wise the least amount of yards I had, other than my junior year, because I broke my ankle. We'll get
Right.
my sophomore year was down, man. But what I want to also say about my sophomore year, I led the county in rushing as a freshman coming out of Lindley Middle School, which is Pebblebrook. But it's another guy. His name is Damone Boyd, man. He played for Pebblebrook. He led the county in rushing that year, but he was out of the same middle school as I was.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
a lot of my friends out there, when they seen that I went to Marietta, they thought like, oh man, you just leaving to go to Marietta. Like, nah, man, I'm going back to my hometown. This is written. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
said, you came up, Clay home, Boston home. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Damone, man, he led the county in rushing. That's something I always used to be like. I used to look at that because it's like, man, if we both would have went to Pep, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no telling what
Yeah.
could.
Y'all might not have had enough footballs over there.
Yeah, for real, man.
Well, been like Wildcat Travis, like you splitting carries.
Right.
I think he rushed for over 2,000 yards his freshman year, though. You know what I'm saying? But they ran the wing tee. He was probably getting it 20, 30 times a game. When I was
Yeah.
I probably never got the ball over 24 times. You know what I'm saying? But it probably only took me 15 to 20, but I'm going to give you 220. You know what I'm saying? 3 touchdowns, something like that.
Well, don't be humble on here. Tell it like
that's some mad numbers, you know what I mean?
right. I'm gonna give you 220. It's only gonna take you 15 carries. I hear you, bro.
I give
Run
you
it
2
up.
bills on the rushing, about 15 carries, yeah, about 15 yards a carry.
Yeah, I was done a lot of times after the third quarter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
would have let them preschool out.
I'm over there against the wall, chat with everybody. What we doing later on? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, that's my sophomore year, man. It was like I said, I still had some good games and stuff, man. But like I said, I definitely knew I was a target. Teams knew
Right.
We better stop him. You know what I'm saying?
Are you already getting recruited already? You already getting interest?
Yeah, so funny story about that, man. I can remember my freshman year because Harold had bought all the coaches coming through Marietta, period, just because we used to spit them out like that. But Harold was getting recruited, and I was up there, and I'm sitting down, and Coach Friday talking to a guy. I can't remember what school it was, but he asked Coach Friday. He was like, "Well, what school number 1 going to?" And Coach Friday was like, "Oh, you got to wait 3 more years on him." You know what I'm saying? So right out the gate, man, whenever they would come watch all the seniors who were leaving, they was asking about me then, man. I got my little first interest letter from Florida State. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
I was in the ninth. My sophomore year, I definitely was going to a lot of Clemson games, a lot of Georgia Tech games. But recruiting started picking up, man. My best friend, Sahara Brinson, R.P. Sahara, he used to get like all the Street and Smith books back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is, I love my boy to death because we sitting here looking at the Street and Smith book. This going into my junior year. He was like, "Boy, your name in the book." You know what I'm saying? I was top 50 juniors coming into my junior year. So my junior year recruiting really took off, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what really took off. Yep.
Well, let's jump into junior year. Let's tell us how far. What about what was the record like in 10th grade? How did y'all end up in 10th grade?
Yeah, so this one hurt, man. So my sophomore year, we was 6-4. Back then, your 2 teams out of region used to go. And we missed the playoff, man. We were 6-4, missed the playoff. That year we lost to Roswell, we lost to McEachern, we lost to Sequoia, and I want to say we lost to Lassiter, man. Some games we shouldn't have lost, you know what I'm saying? But we didn't play in those side regions. Like everybody was still good, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you graduate so much in 97, and then you turn around in 98, and it's plug and play at Marietta, man. Whether we was ready or not, I don't know if that's the case, but
Right.
That year just didn't go our way, man. Myron Toles, that was his senior year, and we talk about that a lot because he was like, man, we didn't even go to the playoff my senior year, and it'd be hard for me. Man, we didn't because we was always good.
Right.
Yeah.
To the playoffs my sophomore year, but we beat Pope, who was the region champions. We played McEachern 17-14, who went to the state championship game that year.
Dang.
But it's kind of like now with college football, you can't have all these losses and expect to get in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It don't work like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we was 6-4 my sophomore year. I think we was 9-3 my freshman year.
Okay.
10, and then my junior year, like we finna talk about, man, I broke my leg after the second game of the season. I broke my leg and lost to McEachern. But the first two games we opened up with Willie at home, then we went on the road to McEachern. And man, I went for like 150 against Willow. I think I went for like 145 against McEachern. I don't think I had over 15 carries because I also had Terrence who was playing at the time too then. Me and Terrence, we both rushed for 100, I think, that McEachern game, his senior year, my junior year. But I broke my leg in overtime, man, so I missed that year. And so Terrence stepped in very well, Terrence it is remarkable in a sense, man. So I think out of 8 games, he still rushed for like 1,100 yards.
Damn.
Scholarship to Clemson. Also, my junior year, like I said, once again, new quarterback, you got new linemen. It was just another cycle of talented people that was coming through there, man. And we had a first round loss to Brookwood that year.
Okay.
But my junior year, I think we probably had we probably lost. I know McEachern. We lost to who else did we lose to? I can't even remember, man. But yeah, McEachern definitely lost. We probably was 8-3 again, 9-3, something like that.
Okay.
Yep.
So, but you got to play the first 2 games, went down to McEachern, and then missed the rest of the season.
Yeah, missed the rest of the season. Came back at the tail end, man. Probably most of it was just a decoy. I shouldn't even came back at all.
He like Booby Miles, wasn't
he?
Yeah.
I know y'all had Kelly on here, and Kelly was talking about how she would take kids to her house. Like she had to take me to her house to take me to my rehabs and stuff.
Yeah.
I seen Kelly on here, man. I was like, that was it was good to see her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man.
There's a lot of reactions we got about her about having her on especially the guys that have been through real injuries, not just being banged up or getting your wrist taped or just, a lot of guys that really went through it with her. So, but Miss Kellerman didn't have no social media or nothing. So it's like she kind of like dropped off the face of the earth. Then we seen her at Friday's thing, and then I just looked up and came up on the telephone number type deal. So, you know what I'm saying? But it was so good to have her on here, man. Just get to chop it up with her. But so you I know like I say, you played the first 2 games, so I know that you being watched, I know you being recruited. Did it slow down when you broke your leg, or did it step up a little bit?
It didn't slow down. All the teams that was in contact with me at that time was still in it. What's crazy, my junior year, that was the first time I went to a Alabama game It just so happened when I went to the Alabama game, they was playing Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? And Tennessee beat them that day, man. But at that time, definitely Georgia Tech, Alabama, Tennessee was always on my mind. Because when I came into high school, I seen them play Nebraska for a national championship and lose. I see them beat Florida State for the national championship, and then, like I said, when Alabama brought me in my junior year on that visit, they was playing Tennessee, so it was like I seen them again. So it was a recurring thing with seeing them, and then, I was just coming up, and just being in Georgia. I can remember Jamal Lewis when he went there. Of course, I had my idol Travis Zackery, who was at Clemson. So I kind of just watched them schools, man. But for some reason, when I went to that Alabama game and I seen Tennessee win, I think I kind of told myself, if they was to come and offer me, I'm gonna go. And sure enough, man, that next year, Coach Caldwell, he was the guy that recruited me. He came down, and then I started going to games up there in Knoxville, and it's 107,000 up there, man. I ain't never been in front of that many people.
Yeah.
Walk out of Neyland Stadium and just be like, golly, I can really get out here and play in front of all these people. I was just excited, man. So I kind of had told myself early on, if Tennessee offered me, I'm going.
Yeah.
But you always look back on it and be like, what you should have done. I should have easily just went to Clemson, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I could have kept following the same footsteps as every running back before me, because Mel went there, Travis went there, Terrence went there, and
Yeah.
I fed Clemson offense more. I was a better fit for Clemson offense than I was Tennessee, but at the same time, I was a guy that I always felt like I could run between the tackles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just really didn't pay attention to the fact that, I tell you what's funny, on my visit, when I went to visit Tennessee, they were playing Arkansas. So I'm sitting here, I'm looking at Travis Henry, and all I was thinking, like, damn, I was like, he's short. He was short, but he was yoked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, if he's short and he can do that, then I can do it. But he probably 5'9", but he like 220. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
Big dude.
Yeah.
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 Only one that was probably my side was Travis Stevens, but he was electric.
Yeah.
They had good running backs up there, man. But I never thought that I was too little to play running back, because I had always did it. If anything, it
Yeah.
was going to be an advantage because I could hide behind all these big linemen. You know what I'm saying?
Right. They'll find the crease. Yeah.
But yeah, recruitment, it kept on going. Then my senior year, it really went crazy, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, let's talk about your senior year. So like you said, you came back, but at the tail end of the season, your junior year, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure you were dying to get on that field and probably thought you could do more than what they was letting you do.
right.
Y'all go through spring, you go through summer, and it's senior season, and it's your season.
Yeah.
Talk about your senior year.
Yeah, so my senior year, man, what it was just like my freshman year all over again. Things had slowed down. Um, I knew what was going on. I knew how to, read my blocks. I knew, the offense I was in. Of course, by that time, Coach Ritter was not the OC. He was my OC for 2 years, but by that time, we had a new OC, Steve Collins, and he kind of was more of a spread guy. So throwing me the ball a lot, so I was able to show how versatile I was out the backfield catching the ball.
Okay.
Right.
Spreading it out, man, it was easy to run the ball. A whole lot of trap plays,
In
still
space.
a lot of sweeps, counter. Just it was, like I said, it was good. I think I went for like 1,500 plus 20 touchdowns, 20 plus touchdown. We was a first round knockout, man. That's one thing that I hold on. Like I didn't get my team there. You know what I'm saying? I think I should have done a better. Looking back on it, I should have done a better job. Like we should have went way farther in the playoffs than we did during my 4 years there. But my
I
senior,
want to tell you something, man.
yeah,
It we you talk to two guys that our senior class is considered one of the best senior classes in Marietta.
yeah,
Seriously. And we feel very disappointed because we was ranked in USA Today and everything,
Yeah.
undefeated. Like we had a
Yeah.
lot of hype, and Parkview knocked us out second round.
Yeah.
So that's very bittersweet,
Yeah,
very very bittersweet. And we did the same thing our junior year, which I thought was better than our senior team junior year, and we lost to Clark Central
Yeah.
second round,
I was at
both at home.
I was at all them games. I remember the Clark Central game for real, just because all them games, man. Marietta did not have to lose, but somehow, some way, the other team found a way. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's
Because
football.
that was the thing back then. You had to come through Marietta if you wanted to do anything. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right. And then
And,
and the ones we lost to usually end up winning state title.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? Parkview, they won it that year,
yeah,
No,
and
they
we
ain't winning
had
that year. Brookwood won it.
yeah, right
Brookwood
that
won it
year.
that
Now,
year.
but yeah. But man, yeah, and that game shouldn't even went like that. But
yeah.
anyway, but senior year 1500. When did Tennessee come calling and officially offer you?
So like I said, early that year, Coach Caldwell had already came down, went up to a couple of games, and then in the midst of all the football stuff, our track team, man, we went back to back in track, 2000 and 2001. So on top of football stuff, I had started getting track notoriety for stuff, man. So um, but Tennessee, every school that I visited as far as football, I visited their track program too. So Ole Miss is where I took my first visit. Josh and Coop Coop and Lee was at Ole Miss. I went to Florida. After Florida, I went to Clemson. Then after Clemson, Tennessee, and then also went to South Carolina. I also took an unofficial to Georgia because Coach Rick at the time was recruiting me and LaRue. He was at Florida State, but when he got into Georgia, by that time I had my mind made up. So I went on an unofficial there. But like I said, man, I had always seen Tennessee when I got into high school. They came my senior year, and then as I got up there, I fell in love with it. I think I made an early decision about where I would go. I can remember I went on a Countdown to Signing Day show, and I told Jamie Newberg, I said, I just know I'll be wearing orange. So it was between Clemson and Tennessee.
Right.
And knew
That's crazy because if you would have went to Clemson, now Zach would have been gone.
I would have played my freshman year with Zach.
Yeah, because he redshirted. So yeah, he redshirted the first year because he broke his foot. So yeah,
that would
so
have
you'd
been
have been
a dream come true to play with Zach, man. Because Zach played at Kennesaw as well growing up little league, man. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I can remember when Zach played at Kennesaw. Of course, I know what he did at Marietta. We used to go to the Clemson games. He used to give me all his gloves after the game. Like we was at Clemson as if we really went there.
Yeah.
At Clemson, man. Coach Burns was a real good coach. Coming back, like Clemson was good then. You just had Florida State who was playing well. Torrey Holt, NC State teams back then, they was good. Georgia Tech with Hamilton was good. The ACC was pretty good back then, man.
Yeah.
But Tennessee, they just stood out to me, man. I think of course I made the right decision because Friday used to tell us, man, it's up to you to decide where you want to spend the next 4 years of your life.
Right.
Friday never pressured you. You ain't never pressed nobody. Friday could have told me to go to Florida. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't. He let me decide, and I just felt comfortable at Tennessee. But like I said, if you could talk about it, Clemson was definitely my fit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you ended up signing wearing that gaudy orange. You know what I'm saying? So, tell us about getting up there. So you gone from Marietta, you left your mark, like I say, 4-year starter. Like I said, back-to-back track champions. You didn't go as far as you wanted to, as far as the playoffs and everything, but as far as individual accolades, you did that, you know, and left your mark. And so tell us about getting up there to Tennessee, man.
Yeah, so when I got up to Tennessee,
Let me ask you this real quick. So how was mom feeling about you going to Tennessee? How was mom about all the recruitment and everything?
she just supported me, man. You know, she didn't have no particular school that she felt like I should have went to, but she just supported me. You know, she was young, so all this stuff was new to her, just like it was to me. Especially like going to visit these schools, sitting in front of these coaches, they telling you this, they telling you that. You know, they gonna tell you
Right.
everything. Yeah. But
Right.
it was good, man. It was good that I was able to experience that with my mama, man, just because, like I said, she had me young, so we was always together growing up.
Right. Grew up together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just as a little boy, I used to always tell myself, man, my mama buy you a big house and a big car, because I just thought it was that simple. you know,
Right. Yeah.
oh, you made the money. That was basic as I was with it.
Right.
But yeah, man, she was awesome through the whole process, man.
Man.
Real supportive. We drove to all my visits. We drove. The only one I flew to was Ole Miss. That was my first time ever getting on a plane, man. I flew to Memphis. They drove and picked me up.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the only visit that she didn't go on. But all the other ones, man, we drove. They paid us like for our mileage and stuff, So we're looking at like, oh, they giving them money and all, But yeah, it was fun. Like I said, she was real supportive, man.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. Ain't nothing like a supportive mother, brother. And
Absolutely.
especially with going through all that together and everything, man. That's love. That's big time. So tell us about getting up there, man. What was it like showing up on campus? You about what is it, about 5 hours away? Where's
No,
How far is Knoxville from here?
so Knoxville at a max is 3.5.
3 hours. Nashville is 5 hours. Yeah.
You get me on that gas, you can get there at 3. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or just a straight 75 north, and then
Yeah.
split to 24 and 40. You just take 40, and it take you to Knoxville, man. But yeah, when I got up there, I signed to Tennessee with 3 other running backs who was regarded as, nationally ranked guys too. Cedric Houston out of Clarendon, Arkansas. Jabbar Davis, he was the number 2 running back in the country out of Tucker, Georgia. And then Cedric Williams, he was ranked high, man. He was out of Alabama. He was out of Sidney Lanier High School.
Okay.
Then, of course, you had me coming from Marietta. And then already there, Travis Stevens. So, they had Jamal Lewis, Travis Henry, Travis Stevens. That was the big 3 that was already up there. Travis Stevens ended up redshirting a year, so he was a 5th-year senior. He also was the running back that played
Mm-hmm.
a whole lot, and probably I would say majority of the game in the national championship game, man. So, I think they pitch was when they were recruiting us. Travis is probably the only running back we got there. So that was just a pitch, cause it's like, okay, if he the only running back, he gonna need some help. But when we got there, man, little Trav, he was up for the Dope Walk Award that year. Like, he just went crazy. He SEC and
Right.
run. He went for about 1,500 that year, man. And then on top of Travis being there, was a guy, his name Corey Larkins. He out of Alabama too. He out of Opelika. But Corey, our very first game, he was the leading rusher. Like, it was kind of like, y'all didn't tell us nothing about Corey. Corey could go, man. And then on top of Corey, our fullbacks in our system, man, Will Bartholomew, Troy Fleming, them guys could get back there when we in like a single back set, and they could run the ball. So that running back room was crazy when I got there, man. But, I ain't never shied away from competition. But when I got there, man, I had heart surgery at Tennessee when I first got there. A lot of people don't know
Mm.
that. I had like a articulated valve. It's a heart murmur, so it's a little hole, man. But it was a procedure that they did. They went in. It was like a 1-day procedure. So I missed the first week or 2 days, but that next week or 2 days, man, they threw me in the fire. So
Wow.
up there doing tour days. You know, they of course when you come in, they gonna put you on the scout team. But I had to get off that scout team real fast, man. You got John Henderson, Albert Haynesworth, Will
Mm.
Oakley. Uh, you got,
Y'all had some beef.
got NFL boys on the other side, man.
Right.
Haynesworth Raw. That's his first.
But,
That's the only
so,
name you had to say.
Yeah.
so when
Well,
I when
let me stop you
I,
for a minute. Let me
uh,
stop you for a minute and talk about the heart thing.
yeah.
So, did they find that as far as like doing a physical or anything when you got there, or did something happen?
Yep, doing the physical. So in high school, man, I had an episode. This was my sophomore year. We was playing Walton, and for some reason, I felt like I was short of breath and real winded. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of, I missed. I think I came out that second quarter, but I came back the second half. Once again, Kelly got me to the right people. And back then, what they told me is like, you need to stop eating McDonald's and fast food and stuff. That's what they told me back. But when I got to Tennessee, man, they found out that it was a heart murmur. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so
Okay.
it's scary when they tell you that you got to have heart surgery, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wasn't sliced open or nothing. I just had 2 incisions up top, and then I had 2 incisions by my groin, and that's how they went in and fixed it. But yeah, man, to, to have to, like I
You
said,
don't want to hear nothing about no heart. Yeah. Yeah. Nah.
had to do that. And like I said, I was only down for a week, man. That next week I was in there, I was practicing, you know what I'm saying? Just because I was cleared to.
Yeah.
Anybody, I probably could have red shirted and, got bigger, faster, stronger. But they threw me in the fire, man. Like I said, I had a good showing against our first defense. So I was up off a scout team real fast. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
I was scout team real fast, man. So I played my freshman year. I did a whole lot of special teams at Tennessee, but I think that kind of gave me, it gave me an opportunity to play. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't
Yeah.
the guy with the ball all the time, but I still had it in my mind like I'm still gonna try to be the best player on the field. So I was running down on special teams, smacking folks. You know what
Right. Yeah.
I'm saying?
As you should.
Yeah, just not just making a name for myself, man. I had to get everybody to see. Like that's why I tell my kids now, man, you got to be the best player without the ball in your hand. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
You
Well, how
know,
was it stepping on the field that first time and hearing that crowd and just like you said, 107,000? I've been there before. Like I say, my stepdad. Well, I hated Tennessee. Well, everybody know I'm a Bama fan. I hate
right?
everybody. It's
Yeah,
Bama or nobody. You know what I'm saying? But my stepdad was a Tennessee fan, so I automatically hated them the most.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So, like
Family.
I told you before, I've never been more proud than to see somebody score against Alabama, but twice. And that was you and Nick McAfee
yeah,
when old Nick played over there Middle Tennessee State. He got in
Yeah.
one,
yeah,
but just I remember, man, when of course everybody knew you went to Tennessee and everything, and just watching you out there, man, it was just, that's all we got a little clip, and we're gonna bust a little clip out for y'all.
Here's a reverse around the right side. It's Derrick Tinsley, number 20. This is his first carry of the season. First time he's gotten on the stat sheet as either a wideout or a running back. Jones and Tinsley near side. Here's Clausen to throw. Drills it. Touchdown, Tennessee. Derrick Tinsley.
Now we love you, but we'll never show that on this computer ever again.
yeah. Hey, look, man, there was some good games against Alabama. My 4 years. I'm 3-1 versus Alabama, man. uh, the third week of October, the just everything surrounding that game before I even played in it. It was all you already knew what it was.
Right.
Back then, I was young, man, but I can remember when we used to have to go because we used to stay in Birmingham, then we would drive to Tuscaloosa. But we had to be on high alert, man. When Coach Foreman came to Alabama, like he used to get all kind of threats. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think anybody in the world except for Tennessee fans like Philip Fulmer anyway. He's not a popular guy unless he in the state of Tennessee. He's God.
Oh yeah,
Everybody else, he's shit.
He the man. But then look, you asked me about my first time stepping on Neyland Field, Neyland Stadium. Man, I can remember Eric Parker. He was a receiver at Tennessee, and Andre Lott. He was a defensive back. And I think they caught me glazing because when I ran through the tee, it's like I just looked around and I seen all these people for the first time. I just was it was different being like a recruiting on the sideline. But like when you got on that orange jersey, you got them white pants on, you got that tee on your hat, and then when you come out the tee, because we in the tunnel, so it's dark, but when the tee spread, that when the light open up, man. You know what I'm saying? Like God just really shining down on you for real. You know what I'm saying? But when I walked out, man, I just had to turn around and look and see it for the first time, man, because it was unbelievable, dog.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And I feel you on that, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if God is a football fan, he's definitely a Bama fan.
Oh my goodness!
Look, you know what's crazy? I say he has been since Nick Saban been there. Me and Nick Saban got the same birthday, man. His birthday on Halloween like mine. So I resonate with Nick Saban, but yeah, he, God shied down on y'all with him. Now I ain't gonna lie.
Well, let's talk about when you play special teams. So when did you start getting the ball a little bit and getting a little bit of burn on offense?
Okay, yeah. So freshman year, a lot of special teams. Freshman year, though, I did 10 carries, 100+ yards and a touchdown. But my sophomore year of college was my best year, man. I was the third leading rusher. I was the third leading receiver. I was tied for the most receiving touchdowns on the team with Jason Witten that year.
Jason Witten.
You done dropped some hell of names now.
My
play with a lot of talent.
My sophomore year was when Tennessee, I think, used me all over the place. My junior year, I made the full transition to receiver. And, I just wasn't getting the matchups that I got as a running back coming out of the backfield. When you lined up out there already, teams
you
can
got
game.
those safeties and linebackers.
Yeah, so I ain't got no safety or linebackers guarding. So what I got now is a real cornerback. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm just a versatile running back, but I was still skilled enough.
Right.
And my junior year, I ain't touched the ball to the 6th game of the season. And it was them highlights you showed that Alabama game. That reverse was the first time I ever touched the ball that year, man.
Wow.
Damn.
I had to do something with it. And then, of course, I caught that touchdown in overtime. But then my junior year, after that Alabama game, man, it was a stat they did on me. It was like I had touched the ball like 10 times, and it either was a touchdown or a first down. You know what I'm saying? I had went on some little crazy run once I did start getting the ball. And then, I finished my junior year. I think I had 3 or 4 touchdowns. Like I said, I only got started real late in that season. And then my senior year, I was playing receiver, man, but I ended up breaking my ankle, November the 5th against Notre Dame.
Damn.
Same leg?
I done broke my leg when I was little wrestling with my uncle. I broke my ankle in middle school in the 6th grade. I broke my ankle my junior year against McKeitron, and then it was my tibia in college. And I can't even tell you which one it is. I guess I'm getting old. You know what I'm saying? But
right,
4 breaks, man, but came back from all of them. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never had no ACL, nothing like that.
Right.
Just surgery and 4 broken bones, man.
Yeah.
But that was my senior year. So my senior year, I think I had up until when I broke my leg, man, I had probably 10 catches, close to 100 yards. But every receiver at the time at Tennessee, everybody had 10 catches. We had 2 new quarterbacks too. I was playing with Brent Schaefer and then Eric Ainge. I don't
Eric
know.
Gaines, yeah, I remember him.
They were freshman
It was
quarter.
it was Clausen before that, wasn't
Yeah, before that it was Casey Clausen, and then after Casey, I played with CJ Leak. That's Chris Leak older brother.
Chris Lee, brother? Yeah,
Oh, damn.
Um, I also played with James Banks. He was a receiver. He was a quarterback out of Indiana, athletic, but he moved to receiver. And then we had the two freshman boys come in my last year. Well, I also played with Rick Clausen. That's Casey's middle brother because Jimmy Clausen, his baby brother. Jimmy Clausen played at Notre Dame. Played for.
yeah.
Right.
I remember Jimmy Clausen. He was like a little bitty boy, man.
Wow.
Damn.
Yep. So
So,
my senior
okay.
year, like I said, I was playing special team. By that time, I was returning punts. I always return kicks, returning punts, playing receiver, playing special team. And like I said, November the 5th, man, I broke my leg in Notre Dame.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that's how
What,
that's how it went when I was at Tennessee, man. Like I said, freshman year, I established myself. Sophomore year, I had a hell of a season. Junior year, I finished the season on a high note. And then my senior year, man, I think I was a complete receiver. Like the transition I made, I made it for the right reason. You know what I'm saying?
okay, bro. Um, so what is it? What is your future looking like? So now we know that coaches talk to you about what's going on, how people looking at you as far as going to the combine, undrafted free agent, the draft. What were you being told back then?
So back then, man, I was being told that I could go anywhere from like 4th to 7th round
Mhm.
to undrafted, like I did go. Once again, like I said, man, Sahara was real big and kind of keeping up with that stuff and always telling me, he was like, man, you could go this round or that round or whatever. But like, of course, when I broke my leg, what I would have had to do, man, I would have had to come out and run like 4.3 or something like that at the combine. You know what I'm saying? I end
Yeah,
up like a 4.49 and a 4.52. But like I said, I broke my leg in November, broke my ankle in November. I didn't go to the Indianapolis combine. I didn't go to the big one. I did the one in Tennessee, and that was in early March. I think early March. So I had November, December, January, February. I had 4 months just to nurse myself back to health. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And '04, man, my senior year, turn around. I'm getting ready for the combine in '05. Um, like I said, I did not go to the one they have in Indianapolis. So I did the one at Tennessee, man. I can remember the Giants guy, the scout guy. He asked me, he was like, "You gonna run a 4.4 today, Tinsley?" I was like, "Oh hell yeah!" You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a track guy. You know what I'm saying? It ain't in me to run nothing less. But like I said, coming off that ankle, man, I wasn't all the way 100%. But like I said, I ran a 4.49 and a 4.52. But that's when I started understanding the business, man. In the NFL, if they can get you for cheap, they're going to. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
And I said I'm coming off of an injury, so in a sense, I'm like damaged goods. I had Washington who was gonna take me with their 7th pick, but they end up taking somebody else. But as soon as that draft was over that year, of course your phone ring for free agent, man. I had Atlanta, I had Houston, I had Chicago, Jacksonville, and Atlanta. I had Atlanta. So
mhm.
I had left for college. So it was kind of like, okay, I might as well come home for the pro, man. Play with Michael Vick. Roddy White, they had drafted him the 1st round that year.
UAB.
Yep, Prentice Price was there. Brian Finneran, Dez White out of Georgia Tech. They had Michael Jenkins out of Ohio State. And then on top of me being an undrafted free agent, it was 6 other receivers they signed. That the NFL, man, that window is short. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
I just learned a whole lot my first year in the league, man, because what happened is I ended up getting hurt. I had a sports hernia. I had sports hernia surgery. They settled with me. And when they settled with me, they released me. But what they also did is they signed me back again for the following year. So they sent me to NFL Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, I drafted, man. That's every kid dream if you play football, period. You want to get drafted. You want to hear your name called. But I signed undrafted to Atlanta in 05. And everything was going good, man. Like I said, the fact that I played special teams in college, I had the edge on all the other receivers because that's all they done. You know what I'm saying? I done been a running
Right.
back, a receiver. I done played special teams, so I wasn't in unfamiliar territory. A lot of them was. And I clearly was going to make the team, man. Once I got hurt, they had to settle with me. So they paid me, fixed me up with far as my surgery. I started rehabbing, and then they signed me again. They sent me to NFL Europe. I'm gonna tell you what's a cool story, man. Me and Josh Cooper, we was on the same team in NFL Europe, man. So it was cool,
That's dope.
cool to be on the same team with somebody you played high school with.
Right.
Right.
And at that time, man, the game had slowed down for me, so I kind of was getting into my own. But over that NFL Europe, man, I got hurt again. So the injury bug just kind of caught me at the wrong time.
Right.
And being young, I don't want to say I didn't take care of my body, but I didn't invest in my body the way you have to at that level, man, because
Right.
it becomes everything you do. You know what I'm saying? So by '07, man, I was released again for the second time. '05, hold on, '05 I signed, got hurt, settled with them, they released me. '06 they signed me back. Yeah, but when '07 came around, man, I was doing, I had tried to go back to school to finish my degree.
Mm-hmm.
So that NFL window, man, it was 2 years that I had, man. Never played a game, but was there with everybody practicing, doing everything everybody doing.
Yeah.
But in the NFL, man, they trying to replace you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Trying to replace you. If you hurt, what you're doing is you costing them money, and that ain't the business they in. You got to generate this money, man. This big.
Right.
So from a business standpoint, I wasn't prepared, and then I had to learn on the go. But learning on the go, man, you don't got a whole lot of time. They always drafting somebody that's gonna be younger, bigger, faster, stronger. You got vets who do get 10-year careers out of. And then I think at some point in time, man, I was just kind of hurt that it wasn't going my way.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Just pressures of the world at that time that probably start creeping in on you. I don't fall from 5 all the way to 23 or 22, 23, however old I was. And, I ain't never thinking to be over, man. But that last time, I had got released, I also had the opportunity to go to Canada. But I should have went, and I said no, man. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was good. It was a good ride, though. You know what I'm saying? Great ride.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about after that, man. So football's over for you.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Before we get into life after football, like as far as your playing career, you played in the SEC. You played in front of 107,000 people at Neyland Stadium. What was the best road environment that you played in your playing days playing SEC football?
Okay, so the best road environment, I had to play. I say playing in the swamp. Back then, it was playing in the swamp. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Playing in the swamp, and then it was just always special to come back home and play between the hedges in Athens. The most hostile is Arkansas. Arkansas, them fans ain't gonna spare you. They gonna call you everything it is. You know what I'm saying? They could call.
Okay.
But in Florida, Florida was different just because back then, between Tennessee and Florida, that was who was going to represent the SEC. But then you also had 2 years, whatever, between Tennessee and Georgia, who was going to represent it. So I say Florida, Georgia, and like I said, the most hostile, man, is Arkansas. Arkansas fans, they should be locked up for the thing they talk to you about.
So what was and
You got to get Arkansas folks to pass. They ain't got much of a winning record to be talking about.
They just mad.
Well, of course they pissed off.
Right. But you Tennessee, right? So
Yeah.
What is Tennessee's biggest rival?
Golly. It's more than one. And the only reason I'm saying that because every game was so important in the SEC. But
Right.
you gotta. I say it's three. I say it's Florida, Georgia, and Alabama. As Florida, Georgia, Alabama, I don't know who or how somebody want to rank it. But yeah, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, man. That was my big three.
Okay.
That's a big three, though.
Yeah. Yeah, Florida, Georgia, especially Alabama. Like I said, man, the third week in October, you hear that. I mean, that's so third week in October. But I'll be honest with you, man. When you played Florida back in the day, you didn't go to class. You know what I'm saying? Like you this game right here is going to determine what's going to happen for later on. You know what I'm saying?
SEC championship.
It's all business.
Yeah.
Like because we used to play Florida, they'd be your like second or third game of the year. The only time we played them at the end is when 9/11 happened in 2001. So that game got canceled.
Oh, wow.
We had to play in, and at the end when we played them, it was for the SEC championship game. We end up losing to Nick Saban and LSU. But that Florida game, man, it was so big back then, of course, because of 9/11. And then, it was the top two teams in the SEC East at the time.
Right.
Yeah, that Florida one always was one you had to circle, man.
Yeah.
Alabama was winning like that back then, and like I said, Georgia represented the East 2 times while I was in college. We represented the East the other 2 times.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, just go ahead and say you 3-1 against the Alabama one more time.
Yeah.
Hey,
look, I'm
We're gonna record it this time, like on my phone.
I'm 3-1 against Alabama. I am 1-3 versus Georgia. I hate that I got to say that. I never lost to Vanderbilt, never lost to Kentucky. I never lost to Ole Miss. I lost to LSU once. Beat Arkansas every time. We didn't lose a lot during my time in college. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah, we feel you.
We was one of the program, man. People need to go back and look at it for real, but during that run Miami had from 2000 to 2004, 3, we are one of the only teams that's done beat them other than Ohio State and Virginia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I played on some Tennessee teams, man, that were good. Especially my freshman year, that team was good. My senior year, all of them was good.
Yeah.
All of them was good, man.
That's what's up. So let's go to the future. So football's over. You said no to the Canadian League.
Yep.
So what are we doing? Are we just chilling? what are we doing? What are we doing? Because listen, it hurts that you don't play football after high school. That first year, you know what I'm saying? That shit hurts, dog. Because that's all you've been doing. That's all you used to. Summertime is football.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, but this you done already been through every level.
Yeah.
Right.
And been playing for damn near 20 years already.
Yeah.
And now it's over. And now you're around your partners everywhere you go. Everybody asking why you ain't this and where you going and what's going on. And so how are we feeling right now? at
Yeah,
that time?
yeah. So after football was over, man, '07. Um, I don't want to say lost, but just the transition back into the real world, man, was not easy for me. You know, I say the real world there because when you play football, man, or football at that level, it's some type of you are you're not attached to like what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You just football day in, day out.
Right.
So when you don't got that structure no more, when you ain't gotta be here or be there at that time, and you just have a whole lot of time on your hand, man. I still haven't completed my degree, which I am going to finish. But at the time, I didn't have a degree. I ain't never really had no job. Football was over. I still had, I guess, somewhat type of money or more than I ever had. I was young, but I'll be honest with you, man. Yeah, I was partying, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna lie. I was
Yeah.
partying young, and I had so much time to myself, man, and on my hands. And when you've been in a routine for so long, man, and now you don't got that routine to fall on, and you don't got no responsibility as far as no kids, you know what I'm saying? No girlfriend, none of that. I was all over the place, man. But what
Yeah.
I was, I didn't know what to do. I was
Yeah.
lost. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
wondered for a long time, man. And I'm just so happy that God brought me through it because anything could have happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anything could have happened, man. But what helped me out, I started doing this flag football league for Destiny. It was this church. I had to start doing flag football, man, and that was that kind of calmed things down, man. You were able to be around guys who, we just had a little prayer circle. You could talk about things that, that you needed to talk about. Because us as men, we don't like to open up and say a whole bunch.
Right. Right.
Right.
That time I needed that. This was around 2008. So 2009, man, I started coaching in North Cobb Christian School. Even before
Mm-hmm.
that, though, I had a friend of mine, man, Jesse Marinko. He had gave me a job. Like I said, I ain't never worked. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know nothing about going to a 9 to 5 for a long time. You know what I'm saying? He gave me a job, but what he was also doing was coaching at Kell Middle School at the time. So I should have. I People don't know this. I should have originally started coaching football at Kell Middle School.
Right.
Uh, I had started out, but like I said, as life was going on for me, man, I didn't complete it. I didn't finish it. But then turn around and things that got kind of bad for me, man. I had sold one of my Tennessee jerseys to someone I knew, but they also had knew the coach and they knew the people over at North Cobb Christian School, and they were just starting a football program. And I went in there, man, and I sat down with him. His name Dave Dorsey.
Mm.
He he it was like he read me the right way. He was like, man, you can come help us with X's and O's, and we can help you become a better man. I think he's saying that I needed some type of structure.
Right.
That was probably the best deal that I had other than signing undrafted with Atlanta up until that time, man. You know what I'm saying? I was able to coach football. Um, Now, as I'm coaching, I'm not making a whole lot of money coaching at this time. I still doing it, but it's the fact that I'm doing something.
Yeah.
Inside
Right.
good again.
Hey.
Anytime football was involved in my life, life was smooth.
Yeah.
Anytime
Okay.
I was away from it, it was chaotic, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Chaotic. So I got to coaching. Like I said, I had them 2-3 years where I wandered. Then I started coaching at North Cobb. Well, like I said, Kell, then North Cobb Christian School. Then I got back in college. But when I had got back in college, man, I came across a good paying job that I took that on, but then that didn't last long. Cause it was kind of like I was chasing money at that time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I probably just stayed still where the Lord had me, man. But I had went to go do that job. That didn't last long. And so now it's like, okay, I'm back to square one again, man. I started working this job doing deliveries on trucks and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Home delivery for Home Depot, and then Kerry Richards. Kerry Richards was part of a prep school program. They had a basketball part of it, and then they also had a football part of it. So I went and I started coaching prep school ball. So I did prep school ball for 1 year, man. I had to manage 22 running backs. You know what I'm saying? Kids who are looking to get re-recruited or still trying to find a home at the next level.
Right.
That's where I kind of got some organization skills just because I had to manage 22 kids. And that's when I realized, like, you know, I can be somebody like Friday. Somebody, you know, who took their time with me. I got to turn around and start doing that because I still had all this knowledge and football left in me, man. So since I wasn't playing no more, it's like I can just kind of help the next young man out. So I had kind of, you know, got into my little coaching career. I came home to go see Robert to get a haircut, and I seen Myron Toes in there. But Myron was already working at Marietta High School. And Myron was like, man, we need a running back coach. And I'm like, man, what? It was lined up the right way. I was like, man, I just got done coaching prep school. But Myron had set up a meeting with me and Scott Burton, who was the coach at the time. Met with Scott. I was supposed to meet with Scott some other time before that, and I never did. Like I said, just because of how my life was going at the time.
Right.
But when I met with him, man, you know, it was a fit. So my very first, well, not my very first, but I started coaching high school football in Marietta, man, in 2014. Now, I was a way better football player than I am coach. I'm always keep getting better as a coach. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So when I started out, man, you know, I was rough behind the edges, man. You know, Scott had put me in the box. I need to be on the field. I don't need to be looking at the game. I need to be in the game. So, you know, when I got my responsibilities up here in the box, I may quickly do my responsibility, but then my eyes go elsewhere. Like I was just all over the place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
I did 2 years with Scott. Then we got Richard Morgan who came in. He retained me. I think what also helped with that, Rich used to coach in Georgia, so he kind of remembered me far as a player, being a player. And
Right.
with Rich for 9 years, man, 9 long years, meaning we had a whole lot of ups and downs. And we
Right.
did one, you know what I'm saying? In 2019. So
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely got you one.
yeah, we
Yeah.
got a team, man.
Yeah.
So
What that was, man, that was just, you know, first of all, it was amazing to get to see y'all go through that.
yeah,
And we actually was on the sideline of that game and just getting to see y'all go in the locker room, you and Bron,
I
and
remember that.
you know, it just feel like, you know, it just like when Zach would finally get in the Hall of Fame, you know what I'm saying? Y'all win, we win, he in, we in. You know what I'm saying? It just, you just love seeing family get to do these things, you know what I'm saying? And get these accomplishments. And to see that y'all are still there, you know, and we talk about you and Brian. I mean, what does it feel like to get to coach with a couple of guys that you know played there, like Myron and Brian, and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that?
Yeah, it's amazing, man, because, you know, I still look up to Bron like I did when I was little. You know, me, like I said, me and my best friend Sahara, you know, Sahara was my quarterback. I was the running back. So we used to think we was LeBron and Travis. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to sit and coach with him. And look, man, it's unbelievable, man. You know, Bron is the winningest coach in the history of Marietta football, man, and that's a lot.
Yeah, been a long time, bro.
Yeah,
Winning the quarterback, yeah.
yeah, that's a lot, man. And then, you know, like I played with Myron, so I know the intensity that he brings. You know, been a leader the whole time.
You know
You
what
know,
I'm
right?
thinking about, E.
Too, you know what I'm saying? I remember he was, you know, out there playing football and stuff, but it's amazing to be from Marietta, coaching in Marietta, and coaching along or on the side of people that you don't watch and play with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
I talk
Yeah.
about sit here and I can have a conversation with Bron and I can be like, man, I can probably remember what Bron them had on in some games. Like I used to pay that much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey,
But
we
yeah,
got to tell a story about Myron real quick. So, hey, hold on, got to tell you. So we, we had the Georgia Canes, right?
okay, yeah.
The semi-pro team. So me and Zach pull up. It's first practice, first full pass. You got people that you ain't seen yet. So I'm going over there getting the D line ready. Tell hey D line get over here. I look, then I look again. And I walked over there to Zach. I hit him on the leg. I said, man, I said, that ain't him, bro. Man, Myron came up there. And Myron is aggressive with the hugs and the shakes and everything. You know what I'm saying? And I'm 3+, but he picked me up almost off the ground.
Oh yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he all dressed out. And me and looked at it, and I said, Myron kind of looked crazy too. I said, he gonna play. You know what I'm saying? So we was all excited. But he ended up getting a different job and it didn't work out where he could play. But man, if you could have seen our face when we seen him with them pads on and we getting ready to start the first practice and that joke came out, man. I'm talking about we were laughing, then we got excited, and then we got to thinking about how crazy it was back then. We were like, yeah, he might be a factor.
Yeah,
But it ain't work out. But it was
Miles
scary.
Garrett.
yeah, Myron would have come. Myron was hard nosed, man.
Yeah, absolutely. But hey, before we wind it down, because we talked about a state championship, and you're there at Marietta now, and you've been there since 2014.
Yep.
Tell me about this day right here.
Oh man, that was a hard day, man. I mean, it was a hard day for all of us because I think we know what Friday meant to us, what he meant to the city, what he just meant to so many people. Yeah, that was hard, man. I'm not big on speaking or talking in front of people, bro. I'm really kind of shy, to be honest with you. But
yeah,
I had to get up there and and talk, man. And it was hard just because I'm sitting here lost. I'm sitting here hurt. I'm sitting here also trying to, just remember all the things he taught me. One
right.
thing I remember Friday telling me, he was like, you got to do what you got to do in school so you can do what you do on Friday. You know what I'm saying? Like, Friday had ways of just saying stuff to you to make you get it done. And he wasn't going to
Yeah,
give you a choice neither, though. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
yeah,
man, look, we always go remember that, man. And the fact that, think about it, man. You don't got a lot of people who can sell out a stadium when there ain't no games in there. But Friday had that thing jam packed. But both
man. I'm
sides.
trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you.
You know what I'm saying?
And I don't think you'll ever find anybody. You got certain coaches that you loved and this and that, but nobody was at the tier he was, man.
Yeah.
Just the fact that I wish he could see some of this stuff right now, the stuff that people say about him, and because he was so humble, he wasn't nothing but a little water boy anyway. You know what I'm saying? But he was so humble, man. He just don't. I know he know because he's been told 1,000 times, but even if you didn't go live with him and this and this, man, I hate to say this out loud, but I will. I said that man has been like a father to so many of us. Even if you had a dad that wasn't there all the time, this and this and this, he was so quick to fill that hole and fill that, that empty spot. I remember we was talking to this dude the other day that I coached with down here, and we were talking about Friday. I was like, I said the main thing about, I said that was all the little stuff. He would never let nobody go out there on senior day without, if they didn't have a parent, he was walking with them.
Yep.
And he was the head coach. He had stuff to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he never let nobody feel like they didn't belong. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't matter what color you was, didn't matter who you was, where you came from. If you came out there and busted your ass, he loved you. He loved you anyway. You know what I'm saying? So,
he did that on top of having his own family. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Mhm.
right.
Friday is a guy that I can remember seeing him on the sideline before I met him. And then, my little league coach, Harold Buster Brinson, who was Sahara Daddy, he was on the 67 state championship team. And he introduced Friday. And just like Friday had always, he said it to me and I heard him say it after me. When I met Friday, he told me, you're gonna be my future. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing he's always, man.
I always say that. I remember the first time I ever met him was at our 8th grade banquet. He was there.
Mhm.
And he would just walk by and he just, walk, you gonna be mine, and nudge you. You know what I'm saying? All the fat kids, he went around talking. He knew, we come and play D-line anyway. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be over there for him. But he just was especially when you was in middle school, he was larger than life.
Oh,
and then when you got to high school, all you want to do is be around it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You did, if you was like me, you was avoiding him a lot because I stayed in hot water. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he was our position coach, so we was with him every day. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So man, it would just it'll be never be nobody like him, man. And if you ever want to be a real man and a God-fearing man, that's the blueprint.
Yeah,
he's the blueprint.
Yeah, we had the best example within our coach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like how you said, he was bigger than life, man. Like, there's a lot of times I can think about, like, you look at that sideline, and of course, everybody know Dexter Wood, but it's like, shit, you might see Friday just the same. This was before he was.
Yeah.
So when he became the coach, it's a lot of things that Friday used to do before the game that would have the game already sealed up. Just some speeches. When you get there and you watch Glory Land, he talked to you about somebody who did this well before you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He held you accountable, man. He made you understand it was family. Another thing too, Friday would also he'll call you out. He'll ask you, man, who gonna be in that stands tonight watching you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He had a way of getting it out you, man. Whether you wanted to do it or not, like you said, from the best player to the least player, he treated you the same, and he encouraged you the same, man.
Right. He gonna love you to death, or either get on your ass, either one. And they're gonna love on you afterward. That was the thing about him, and of course we said the same thing about Coach Gatewood. I know you didn't really get a chance to play with Gatewood, but or play for Gatewood, but them guys would get on you. You know what I'm saying? But it wouldn't be a minute later when they building you right back up. And that's how you coach, man. That's a coach. And you got to understand who you're coaching.
True.
Right?
So. Yeah, you got to do a good job. Because if you ready to tear somebody down, you better be willing to bring them up. You got to do that.
Yeah, especially now. These kids now sensitive, dog.
Yeah,
their parents is sensitive. You know what I'm saying? They say, well, my kid had 200 yards when he was 5 years old when they didn't know how to tackle. Why ain't he playing right now?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So you ain't seen your kid at practice,
These kids are quit during the game. I'm gonna tell you, I was telling the coaches one time at practice, I said, I can't remember not one time Coach Friday, or I said our coach sit there and said, this is what happens to you if you don't show up for practice.
Yeah.
You never had to say that because we were going to be there regardless.
Yeah.
You were going to practice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
These kids now, they show up 3 times and be pissed off because they're not playing.
Yeah. And then
how are you starting? Well, shit, we ain't seen you since last Thursday.
Why I ain't starting?
And then they parents will go to bat for them, man. Like I have real conversations with my guys. Like, look, man, my mom ain't never had to talk to no coach.
Right.
And ain't never had to talk to no coach. None of that. Like, cause I made sure I took care of business. Some of my kids I done had over the since I've been in Marietta, I tell them, like, man, look, get your parents their money back because you choosing to be on the sideline. I'm a big believer that coaches, we don't come up with the depth chart. These kids, they arrange the depth chart. You know what I'm saying? better than and who you ain't. You know, and as me as a coach, I'm not finna put the kid I like the best as a starter. Like, you
Right.
know, the
Right.
one that get the job done, the one that know where to
Yeah,
line.
you trying to win.
Right.
This
Because
ain't
if you don't win, you better find somewhere else to work.
yeah,
Yeah.
this ain't no participation thing. Like everybody ain't gonna get a chance. It just don't work.
You damn right.
Everybody ain't gonna get no chance, man. Like you gotta earn this. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't willing to earn it, what you gonna do is you gonna have to accept the crumbs you get. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm.
Right. And eat them up.
You gotta earn
So
it. Go ahead.
so let me talk to you real quick. Like I said, we're gonna wrap it up right here. So right now, is this what it's all about right now?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. You know, my wife and my kids, you know what I'm saying? Ever since, my wife and my kids came in my life, man, I done had way more purpose than I thought I ever had. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Um, it's a blessing, but yeah, it's definitely all about that, man. Because what I'm trying to do is create a future for them, to have it the best that they can, but also understand, hard work. That's go be here until the end of time. You got to go work. So hopefully my kids will see, through me coaching and working at the school that you got to serve, you got to help people, man. You know what I'm saying?
right.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
my kids to be respectable, and I want them to put their head down and don't expect anything. You know what I'm saying? Grind. So by the time you look up, you'll be where you want to be. And then I take my hat off to my wife, man. She do a whole lot for our family. Real smart, nice lady. We went to high school together, and she definitely the backbone of our family, man. She makes sure
It
everybody get.
it take a special woman to be a coach's wife. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
You know what? It took me a long time to understand and realize that, but it do. You know what I'm saying? Cause my schedule be hectic, man. So that means she may have to be the one dropping them off or picking them up or taking them here. Cause they active in volleyball, soccer, karate, swimming. Like, kids be busy, man.
Right.
So I definitely take my hat off to her, man. Cause she like I said, she hold it together for us. So, but yeah, that's what it's about, man, for real.
What's up? Well, I got one last question for you. Larry, you want to chime in on anything real quick before we get to this last question?
No, no, go ahead with the last question.
So for Derrick Jerome Tinsley Jr., what's the end game for this coaching thing? Do we want to be a head coach one day? Are we just happy to be in Marietta, just coaching the kids that come through the program, or do we want to take the toll one day, take the helm one day?
Um, I do want to be a head coach, man. I do. Um, I'm not in a rush. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I don't want to see it make it seem like I got a whole lot of time neither. But I love the fact that I'm at my, hometown school, at my hometown, and I'm giving back.
Yeah,
To me, I think it's gonna be hard if and when I have to go coach somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be real difficult, man, because outside of Marietta, I don't really coaches, but the one we got here, from what I seen and what I was part of and what we doing now, I love where I'm at, man. I'm
yeah,
still, and I'm just like I said, I'm just trying to become better as a coach. But yes, the end goal is to be a head coach. That's football and that's track. Because once again, that's one thing Friday was. Friday was
yeah.
he did ball, track, basketball. He did it all.
Girls
So
basketball, he did everything. Yeah,
but I
cafeteria monitor.
I do want to be head coach, and right now I'm learning a lot from the head coaches that I have been with. Nick Houston-Lockus, man. Shout out to Coach H. He our track coach. He runs a stellar program, man. We ain't got all the fastest kids like Marietta is used to, but we
Mhm.
get our kids to max out. They buy in, and year in and year out, man. We in it to compete for a state title, definitely a region title. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
the same thing in football is happening. This year was a major turnaround for us.
Yeah.
Last year we was 2-9, I mean 2-8. This year we was 5-6. The record is not good enough for the standard that we're trying to set.
Right.
First, it is not good enough for what we're trying to set. So, right now I know our coaching staff with our head coach Cam Duke, we are already eager to get back to work, man, because we know something is really happening great here at Marietta High School moving forward. So.
Absolutely. Well, we look forward to see. Well, Buck, man, we want to tell you we're proud of you, man. We're proud of the journey you had, but we're even more proud of the man you became and the coach you became. And just keep going at it. We always gonna have your back. We'll be here, and no matter where you here in Marietta until you're old and gray or you move on somewhere else, we're gonna follow you and be there with you. So, just want to appreciate you for coming on here, man. You are a Marietta football legend, my bro.
So thank y'all, man. Appreciate you for sure, man. Marietta for life.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, this has been another episode. But we can show that again. This has been another episode of Marietta Football Legends with Derrick Jerome Tinsley Jr.
Yes, sir.
And hey, man, again, we appreciate you, my brother.
I appreciate you too, man. Go Vols, baby.
Hey, we're going to edit that shit out immediately. Hey, man, thank y'all for joining us again. We'll be back soon with another guest and another episode. But again, it's Marietta Football Legends.